Hello, you fine folks at home. We have yet another week here at the Aegis Esports Undernight in Birth 2 Team League. I'm Salty Boy, joined here on the mic with a new person, Kopi VT. We're just swapping out Tom Clancy, doing a little switcheroo. But here we go. We're at it with another week of Undernight. And we're going to be having a lot of great sets today with two great series lined up for y'all. Kopi, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Been good day so far. Last night was great for comms, and this is my first time commentating uni this year, and I'm excited for it because it's a team league. It's a lot higher stakes. It's a lot more fun.
Well, yeah, starting the year off right. Starting it off, it may be February, but at least you're getting that under night in birth in at the start of the year. I can't wait for the two series that we have lined up. But before we start to introduce those players, let's go ahead and take a look at that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the format real quick. So y'all know what is going on, how things are going to operate, and so you can follow along at home and have the best experience. When it comes to the format, you can see here we have a pretty nice prize pool for these players. You can see the 80, 48, 16. And we're actually going to be having a pop bonus as well because we have the maximum amount of people join that could. I believe it's capped at around 14 teams. So a really great turnout. That means 3 to 4 players each team, and it's awesome to see so much interest for a format like this. Of course, there's also that match arena. If you hit exclamation point match arena in the chat, Kopi already did it for y'all. You can go ahead, follow that link, and donate as well to add a little bit more something for the players that end up making it far. When it comes to the scoring, each series is going to be divided up in 3 sets. Player 1 versus player 1, player 2 versus player 2, and player 3 versus player 3. The first two are going to be a best of 3, and the final one will be a best of 5. So that's going to be the most important match when it comes to setting your strongest player or the strongest matchup that you may be looking forward to pit up right there. It's going to be 1 point each, and if you get 2 points, you're going to be basically winning for the team. But at the end of the day, all of these points do matter. Set counts do matter. So you got to be playing your heart out at every single turn.
Yeah, and you said definitely have to keep up with those sets. Make sure that you're putting every game on the board. A 2-1 is drastically different than a 2-0. And now that we've got that format all explained for you kindly by Salte, it's time. We've got to introduce our matches for tonight. We have Rush Hour 4 and TNS, who's going to be the first ones coming up. Later on will be Iron and Blood and East Coast Mashers. So make sure you are going to be rooting for all these players today. Definitely 2 teams. And to start us off very strong, getting into those wonderful players, why don't you tell us about Rush Hour 4, Salte?
Absolutely. We have 4 incredible players lined up, 3 of which will be playing in today's tournament. We have Cal Defenestrate, who will be sitting out, but we also have Gravy Jones, Safe, and Tama all joining in. And for whatever reason, they all either have a pocket coup on or they main coup on. So it's going to be pretty crazy to see. Hopefully y'all enjoy this character because you're going to be seeing a lot of it. And these 2 teams are basically just going to be the, I would say like some of the top seeds in this entire tournament. So it's really cool to see them already showing up in a matchup already this early in the team league. But of course, there is also that highlighted player. Let's go ahead and highlight Tama as the player of the hour here for Rush Hour 4. You can see top 32, top 32, so 25th at climax of night 6 last year. And also first place at the online hide only bracket, winning over Defiant. Single elim. Tama is a god. Defiant, you cannot mess with this guy because apparently he's better at your character than you are at yours. What do you have to say about that?
I mean, we're gonna see in set number 3 for tonight that it's all in Defiant's court. You gotta get your revenge. Gotta keep that honor up.
I'll have you know he did link the VOD to the tournament as well in the sheet that we are referencing from. But Kopi, that was Rush Hour 4, a pretty solid team. Now, do you mind introducing to us these ninjas suck?
Yes, TNS is their abbreviation. You know, these four players trying to get the commentators canceled with the original proposed name of Defiant, Omnideeg, Big Black, and Silent. Players you see every single time you boot up a tournament. They're always up there in those top eights. Defiant and Big Black, you know, they played so many characters, even if you see initially there with the Byakuya and Kuon. But Defiant going to be that highlighted player for this team. And really, there's way too many things to talk about when you comes to Defiant, but some of them that are notable took Climax of the Night last year, took Frosty Faustings last year, and most notably, got fourth at Evo. Is going to be a player to watch looking up for this Arc World Tour. So
Absolutely. But yeah, thanks for introducing these ninjas suck. As you can see, we have an incredible 3 sets to look forward to. But let's go ahead and now take a look at those matchups to see how this is going to shake out. Already safe with the Kuon going to be representing his character against Big Black. Big Black as point is incredibly scary, but all of these players are incredibly scary in a team TNS. Gravy Jones versus Omnideeg in the middle, and finally capping it off will be that Tama versus Defiant, possibly Hyde run back. If not, we're going to be seeing that Elton versus the Kuon or whatever character Defiant decides to pull out of his bag of tricks. But with that, I mean, what do you think about our very first set that we have lined up, Safe versus Big Black?
yeah, definitely think it's gonna be very, very quick paced. Because even though you normally don't associate Byakuya with necessarily just being as high damage or rush down immediately, the way Big Black tries to play Byakuya a lot just ends up with these rounds just getting steamrolled over and over again. The setups really do feel like they just go by in the blink of an eye. Of course, Defiant and Big Black, like they play a lot, especially a lot of different characters. So if Big Black isn't feeling the Byakuya against the Kuon of Safe, can just pull out anything. Landrekia, Kuon for fun as well can be pulled out. I think it's really going to be up to Safe in order to force Big Black down.
Yeah, for sure. And we also have, and also one notable thing about these matchups that you see here is that these ninjas suck. Team TNS here is actually the away team. So how this is structured in these starting weeks is that one team is going to be the home team, one team is going to be the away team, and right now Rush Hour 4 is the home team, so they have that advantage to counterpick these ninjas suck. So that means these ninjas suck had to lock in to this list right here, Big Black, Omnideeg, Defiant, in that order, and Rush Hour 4 had the opportunity to counterpick them. So in that sense, maybe we're not going to be seeing a very polarizing matchup after all, because it was very intentional with having Safe match up into Big Black. It's very intentional with having Gravy Jones with his Merkaba face off against Omnideeg. And it was very intentional that Tama is going to be playing against Defiant. So yeah, a lot to look forward to, and I'm excited to see how these counter picks end up shaking out, and if their predictions end up correct in that these players are the best at the job at that matchup that they have been assigned for.
Yeah, I mean, every player out here, they're not pulling up to lose. They are pulling up to win. Looks like we're waiting on potentially Big Black to get in here. Uh, very, very difficult because, you know, these uni players don't like to match their names with their tags very, very often, or at least let us know so that we can make our predictions and call for the right people.
It should most definitely be Tama right here. I feel just insta locking into the Kuon. Y'all can't see the screen, but I think that's going to be safe in the room immediately. And yeah, this is going to be fun. And as these sets go on, we're also seeing a progression of different stats built up as well for these players. In the case of Safe has won every match he has played so far in the team league with a 100% match win and a set win. So it could be a very real possibility that Safe ends up being the victor of this over Big Black, or maybe the opposite. Maybe Big Black topples Safe and knocks down that 100% win record. And that also does place Safe into the top 10 players right now. There's a lot of players in this tournament, but we have a lot of strong players already being represented up on that leaderboard. You have Tom Clancy, Lid, Rurik, Bullstruck, Safe, Papa Pesto, Catalyst, Snappy, Corey, and Sploogie McNoodle all setting up there pretty cleanly. But looks like I think we're going straight into our middle match. Looks like we're having issues with our first match and getting these two players connected. So instead, we're going to be starting off with the middle set, Gravy Jones versus Omni Deeg, and they're already going to be lining up and getting straight into that match. This is going to be a little bit different and also a matchup that could be a little bit tough if you're Merkava, just because you want to be going in flight a lot of times, you want to be zoning a lot of times, but it can be a little bit tough when you're working against Outland, who has really great movement, and also the fact that she has these full screen projectiles like the gun, and that she can combo off of them if she does land a hit.
Yeah, and especially once she gets that Gears of War reload on lock, where it's a lot more incentivized for her to shoot a ricochet bullet, which just so happens to coincide its angle with where Merkava likes to be in the air.
Yeah, absolutely. It covers a lot of that screen space. But speaking of a lot of screen space, Merkava is a character that does exactly that with his giant buttons. You can see already that that assault from so far away, hitting him with that JA, getting the mix up, getting the chain shift, and getting that conversion, setting up the worms, trying to mix up Omni here, and we find the mix up with the late flight, catching Omni overhead, and we have the mirror to catch up to get the kill, but we messed up the combo. Unfortunately, not correctly reading how many ground passes they got.
Gravy Jones is trying to escape there with Omni Deeg spending the meter to, get back over here. You're not escaping. This is now going from what looked like a Gravy Jones win into an Omni Deeg reversal of fate.
Great tech from Omni coming in. Both players a hit away from death. We see the chain shift being popped up by Omni. Omni does not have that option anymore, but we the 2B, of course, the neutral option that just lifts up matchups for no reason. I mean, it's such a great button for Elmo.
Yeah, I mean, the awful thing though for Gravy Jones is Gravy Jones just took that exact frame to start standing. Might have been trying to hedge bets against an overhead and just got caught outside of just crouching already. But now we've got the family set up in the corner. Got the tech though. And the back throw too.
The mash against Omni in that situation was fantastic. Unfortunately, we dropped the combo. We see the red miss from the throw attempt, and the DP comes out from Omni. We're going to be able to get an easy conversion off of that, and we're going to be getting that knockdown into the corner. VO being popped by Gravy Jones immediately just to steal the cycle, but we're looking for one more hit here. We can't really use that meter for a mix-up, so unfortunately, we're not going to be having any more of that as that VO timer runs down. Okay, the challenge coming in from Omni on the 6-2-3-A reset, and unfortunately not in the favor of Gravy Jones, as Omni ends up getting the first game.
Yeah, great stabilization there for Omni, as well as that combo had a side switch just happen very looks like it was awkward, but with all that meter and all of Omni Deeg's experience, was able to just quickly route and find that kill.
Yeah, absolutely. Omni so far has shown incredible combo conversion with this character, and this is a character that honestly has a lot of really good combo stabilization as well. So all in all, Omni doing a great job piloting this character and working around a lot of Merkava's most aggressive neutral tools. But now we're going to be going into this next game, see how this one shakes up. And immediately starting with the dash C into the fireball, playing it safe. In the challenge coming in from Omni, trying to get the mix up with the assault overhead. Unfortunately, not going to work out, but we will get the run up JC connection.
Got a nice little smart steer ender. It's very good for Eltnum. Like whenever you just don't want to try and get for a higher risk, do it manually, just smart steer it out. It still gives you plenty of OP to work with. And now Omnidig just cleanly in the first 26 seconds of the round turns it on its head, and now it's set point.
Incredibly fast round going to Omni, finding the throw, and oh wow, the punish coming in from the throw on a wake up attack attempt from Gravy going sideways. Omni though is sending Gravy sideways even further, as now Gravy is sitting with below 40% life left, and we're trying to even that life total up as we set up the worms and try to go for one more mix up. The overhead does get blocked, and this can be a little bit tricky to work with as well, trying to mix up opponents in flight, because it is possible to fuzzy these blocks against Merkava.
Oh, absolutely. And that's really where the strength comes from. Merkava is trying to force you to make a commitment. You know, you can try and fuzzy these as you want, but fuzzies are catchable, and right now Gravy Jones is doing a wonderful job of keeping this pressure alive, catching Omnidig, and finally finds a throw. It doesn't get tacked.
The gold throw as well. Okay, 63A conversion. Really nice stuff here. We're going to be getting the hard knockdown into the warp set. No, we're going to go into a flight Oki instead. Unfortunately, not going to work, as Omni does choose to challenge, but gets caught by the 2B. Solid started here for Gravy Jones in the extension with the fireball. And we should be getting the 2-2C afterwards, setting up the worms, trying to get the throw, but a great tech from Omni, recognizing the early land.
Absolutely. And now Omnidig is in a very tight position, gets caught on the wake up, and just as quick as Omnidig has taken game number 1, even though that was a 3-round game 2, Gravy Jones found it, tying up that set count.
Yeah, Gravy Jones showing that he's not out of the game here. It is still that best of 3, and Gravy Jones is going to be looking to bring this to the end, and so we're going to be seeing here already Omni finding the early conversion against Gravy, setting him up in the corner, also getting access to those enhanced bullets, getting access to the cycle, finding the opening, and this is going to be a good grip of damage here for Omni on Gravy.
Yeah, gonna get everything you want and more, except for a reload, which is going to give Gravy Jones a really good opportunity to press if a mistimed reload attempts here. There are no bullets left, and the longer you can keep that as a true statement, the better. That statement's now not going to matter.
Wow, the 5A beating the dive kick attempt from Gravy Jones. Gravy Jones trying to see this, trying to block everything out, but notices the shield and gets that grid break on the on-set point over Gravy Jones. Yet again, though, Gravy Jones has a lot of meter to work with, so there is a potential answer on the table immediately. Running away, that backdash does provide a lot of distance between Merkava and his opponent, and that's going to be a solid conversion as well. Unfortunately, we did use up our first ground bounce with the 4B starter, but we're already going to be setting up in the corner. We got the worm set up anyways. Also, with a chain shift, this does mean that it's going to be a lot harder to challenge Merkava, because if Merkava does block something from you, he still gets access to those worms.
Yeah, and I don't know what Omnidig just tried there that got hit by Gravy Jones. However, that Celestial was essentially just almost completely wasted of its value. Had to go for a chain shift and just kept blocking. Now has to deal with just all this meter. Gravy Jones has the life to tank quite a few combos.
Great blocks from Gravy Jones. Good shields as well to continue to push Omni away and force him to make a rash decision like that. Finds the hit with the 236C and going into the easy conversion. We could have tried to go on for the full combo, but right there, Gravy Jones just wants to end it, spending all 200 of his meter. Now this puts him into a really big meter deficit starting out the final round, and with a grid break that's even worse, Omni on a fantastic meter advantage over Gravy Jones, but it's not going to matter if you cannot open up Gravy, and right now Gravy is playing a fantastic defense, and as I say that, gets punished for trying to go for a tech attempt, and Omni working on a perfect is going to be getting that 200 meter after this combo.
Oh, sees the mash in the chain shift, and you know that's the perfect time to throw a reversal. Has the IW ender, and with a perfect, that's Omni taking the first set for these ninjas suck.
And as if Omni was just trying to spite his Gravy Jones fans in the chats, Omni gets a 2-1 over Gravy Jones, ending it off with the perfect, like you said. Unfortunately, we got Cal here cheering on Gravy, but it's not going to end up being a win for Gravy. Though Gravy still taking a game is incredibly important, because remember what I said before is that not only do these set wins count, and arguably they are way more important at the end of the day when it comes to these tiebreakers to try and see which teams qualify into the playoffs and which teams don't, because only 8 teams, 7 teams, I think, or 8 teams, something like that. I think it's 8 teams from the qualifiers actually manage to, will actually be able to get to the playoffs. So only half of the teams are going to make it. So it becomes incredibly even more important for you to take these games, take these rounds, and try to even that differential if you do get to a point where you find yourself in a tiebreaker.
Yeah, and not only does the tiebreaker matter for getting out of these pool stages into that final cut, you want to have the better tiebreakers so that your seed is better. You don't want to, you know, barely scrape out of your bracket into the top cut, and then you're facing the first seed of the other one and be like, oh, well, we put in all this hard effort, and then we're just going against, you know, Defiance team round 1 out of top cut. And
but I mean, you say that, though the competition is just tough all around. I mean, no matter what, you're going to be running into a team where you're like, wow, I don't want to play against this team, but it's just the nature of how strong these players are. I mean, you have a team with Bullstruck, Corey, Free Game No Complaint, Jack Oat. You have a team with Defiant, Omni, Silent, Big Black. You have a team with Salty, Rurik, Revert, Rawcock. You have a team with Cal, Gravy Jones, Soft, Safe, Tama, Choke Artist, Gary Butternums, Wish, and Bane are all on another team. I mean, Poobs, Knights, Burnt Out, Norikami's on another team. And all those teams are in a single division. All of those teams are in a single division. And there's like an entirely different division with Mario, Not Snappy, Yona. You kind of get the point now, right? Where it's like, you know, you don't want to go into these matchups, but it's just how it is.
Yeah, you can't really avoid, like you said, there's no avoiding, because on the other division there's Lid and Real Top Clancy on the same team. Yeah, how many Kognitive players do you run into?
That's true. Lid's the only one here. Well, I guess there's one more, right? But right now you cannot avoid the Kuon matchup. One of the strongest characters in the game has been running rampant throughout Uni 2's first year on the block, and already Tama is showing a fantastic, not Tama, Safe is showing a fantastic rotation of tools to try and keep Big Black zoned out right now. Mixing in the lasers, mixing in the pillars to try and frame trap Big Black, trying to approach, going for the air lasers, setting up the wheels as well, and just trying to contain this Vorpal cycle is what's so important to Safe. But right now, Big Black is playing as patient as possible, waiting for his one opening, and right now, Safe getting a little impatient, runs straight up to Big Black, and Big Black not ready to block the incoming mix-up.
Yeah, and you know, like you said, it's a huge, or not a huge, it's a small window that Big Black has to avoid all of this neutral control from Safe. And because of Kuon's, your reward for that is you still have to guess whether or not Flash Kick is coming out, and then restarting everything from square one.
Oh, but hey, here, that grid break is incredibly big here for Big Black, because so far, Safe has shown incredible control of that Vorpal cycle. Now that he's lost it, Big Black can finally get back, and recovering that grid, not in time as Big Black sneaks away with that Vorpal cycle, though we're going to be seeing Safe sneak away with that round. A very slow round, but it just goes to show that Safe is not trying to commit to too much, and you really don't, because if Big Black hits you once, then you're getting immediately sent to the corner and into a 3-web mix-up.
Here we go. Oh, just takes the 2 throws. Big Black finally able to fight back, start letting Safe know that you gotta be taking less risks. I know all that defense that first round made you definitely think that you were in control.
Kobe, a 3C on wake up. You see that?
You'll never see it coming.
Yo, this Safe guy might be kind of goated, I'm not gonna lie.
Although some of the options aren't looking very safe, they are working.
Big Black has his corner control, the DP to try and get out, and going to the other side, finds a punish over Big Black, and with that, Safe is not quite there yet. We don't have the meter to get the finish, and we don't have the chain shift to extend the combo, and Big Black still alive, still around, finds a hit against Safe to send him straight into the corner and get this mix-up set up once again. One web, 2 webs, and 3 webs out of the corner. Now what are you going to do? No 3C on wake up this time, as Big Black does not commit to an assault option, instead sitting back, playing safe, and finding that overhead connection to win over Safe.
And Safe really just getting punished there for not having a kill route just goes to show, like, if you do have the control over Big Black, you have that combo route, you need to make the absolute most of it. Because if you give Big Black even just a second, just even a 5A starter, you're going to be taking a world of punishment. You're going to have to block this mix, even with or without all 3 webs.
Well, right now we have 2 webs on the screen, one sitting in front of Safe and one sitting above, and Safe trying to go for the fireball, for the laser, does not end up working out, but Safe still able to take advantage of that scramble and find the corner swap on a Big Black. Now controlling the corner, still have to worry about the fact that Big Black has a lot of grid available, has that chain shift available, and 200 meter to his disposal, flying to the other side and getting the pickup off of 2C.
Yeah, definitely really good there. Big Black showing off. You know, we might have been in the other corner, but with a one measly combo, you're going to the other one. You're gonna have webs set up in your face. What an anti-air from Safe. This could be another turning point for the round.
Yeah, Safe has been on top of these. Unfortunately, once again, not going to be able to get that. Wait, actually, no. Both of them tying on the Vorpal cycle. Both of them would change it. Big Black spending it first, but that laser does not care, as a laser is coming regardless. Safe with the first game over Big Black. And, you know, there's a reason why they chose Safe into Big Black, I suppose.
Yeah.
Also, shout outs to DSXI with the party of 4. Hopefully, y'all have had some great team sets today, and hopefully, you're going to be enjoying the next 2 team series that we have lined up right now, as we're in the second set of Safe and Big Black. Safe with already 1 point on the board, which is really huge.
Yeah, and Big Black opting to stay on the Byakuya is going to keep fighting through. Already started this round off a lot better. So I think that's the first reversal flash kick we've seen forced out of Safe, and it did work.
We've seen one before, but it was more just to cover multiple options because we did cancel it into another special. So right now, we're just going into these throw tech wars. Get back into the corner, Safe says. What are you trying to do? Throw me into the corner? You're not going to be getting that corner that easily. Oh, unfortunately missed the end of the combo, and that's going to be a decent punish for Big Black, as he's able to get out with that 236C reversal, finds the pickup with the 236 series, and this should be death. Big Black does not need to spend a lot, and I believe we're going to try maybe get a meter refund. No, we're going straight to VO.
Yeah, just guaranteeing the kill. You know, going Safe is going to be still down around. Big Black has a round to spend if need be. It's only 120 meter, and Big Black is still going to sit there at 80 meter to start with, so not the biggest of spends.
Absolutely not. Sets up the pinwheel laser from behind and just runs up for the full screen throw. You'll never expect the zoner to do that. Okay.
Safe is really just answering back this round. Has meter to spend, does not want to end it off, and the C wheel has Big Black down where any hit will kill, whether it be a 2A or something as big as a 5C.
Okay, we have chain shift available, still controlling the cycle. Big Black has to play as patient as possible with a pixel of life remaining in the tank. You don't really have a lot to work with. And that is a full life bar on the side of Safe to work through. Safe opting to block everything here, gets hit by the dash C from afar, and a Big Black will be getting his first conversion of the game with a lot of extra damage as well because he did have Celestial available.
Yeah. And really, if you are safe here, you're just trying to not get hit. You have time on your side. You have life total.
And there's no way we're going to be staying the comeback. Big Black still has Celestial on the table, and we found the low. Big Black with a pixel of life takes out Safe, who had a full bar of life there. What a comeback from Big Black to equalize the set count to a 1-1.
And Duke of Earl, thank you very much for the raid. Welcome in everybody joining the party. Right now we have These Ninjas Suck versus Rush Hour 4. We are in our second set of this Team League match where it is 1-1. OmniDeeg took the set first. So right now, if Big Black is able to find a second game win, we'll take this match for the team.
Yeah, this is huge. This could be a series win on the table for These Ninjas Suck, and getting it that early on can be a big hit to the team's morale, but Safe has shown that he can beat Big Black, but right now Big Black is completely dissecting Safe after that huge comeback, though Safe is responding with his first conversion of this game, looking really good as well. Almost 3K, but unfortunately going to be caught by Big Black as Big Black mashes on Wake Up with the simple 5A into the side swap conversion. The conversion ability of this character is insane, as well as the meter jump potential. So they have 2 webs this time, and we see that DP attempt, but Byakuya can't afford to play very safe just by holding down back and letting the webs do all the work.
Yeah, that's the biggest strength for Byakuya right now, is just not having to interact. There's another bait. No reversals allowed for Safe. And Big Black takes the set 2-1, securing the series win for the team.
Yeah, you can tell that Big Black is very cognizant of the options that Safe is trying to represent on defense in that web setup, whether it's with 2C, whether it's with the DP. Big Black is consistently staying at this range where he is outspacing those defensive plays from Safe and making it a lot scarier for Safe to try and get out without trying to go for an invincible option. But really well played to Safe, really well played to Big Black, and that is going to be the series win for These Ninjas Suck. 2-2-1s though, so both the sets did come down pretty darn close, though we still have that final set to watch, Tama versus Defiant. Remember, all games count, all sets count, so we're still going to play this one out, and of course we all have to see what these two have in its store. But just to talk a little bit about that play from Safe, I really liked how Safe played. I mean, not to really, not intentional pun, but it just worked out that way. I really liked how Safe he played. I mean, just using the lasers, using his zoning toolkit to keep Big Black at bay, and also how much he thought about the cycle was really important as well, because you notice that Safe is constantly spamming these projectiles, and you can't constantly be spamming projectiles or you're going to be constantly giving them free grid. So Safe was was keeping note of that, keeping track of that, using it every now and then, not spamming it, and also just waiting intervals to get that concentration off, win those cycles, and not go for those floats too often until you really needed it, either to cover more ground with the zoning game or to find a mix up against Big Black. But yeah, overall really good play from Safe, and we're going to be seeing more of that as we see Defiant versus Tama step up to the stage. Are we going to be seeing the high mirror? I don't know. Defiant swap from the Batista to the Carmine here on the character select screen, so we might see a Linne versus Carmine match for this final anchor set. It would be awesome to see the high though. I mean, you talk so much pre-game smack talk with the with the link to the tournament itself. Nasty work, by the way. But you're not going to be showing up with the hide to continue to prove yourself. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Defiant pulling up through the hide. Oh, but it looks like
Tama.
Tama's not gonna answer. Are you scared, Tama?
That's great. Maybe Tama's hide is a first of one hide. Maybe it's not a first of two. Well, I guess right now we're going to be seeing a first of three set instead. No more of those first of twos. No more gimmicky first of ones. As we're going to be seeing Tama on the Linne and Defiant on the hide for our final match between these two teams.
Right now, Defiant is just showing pure control. Hyde, definitely a character that is just control all aspects of the screen. Really does force opponents to adapt or die very quickly. And Tama is pretty up to the task as it is.
Absolutely. Simple 5A stagger pressure, finding the grid break as well. Defiant stuck in the corner, finally finding a tech against Tama here, and also going to be getting that simple steer ender combo off of the throw. Oh yeah, that's really tough. I really love how Tama waited for that 2-2C there. That's a really great anti-zoning tool that Linne has access to and is really effective at just avoiding projectiles even at point blank.
Absolutely. And see some of these really good shields come out from Tama, building a little bit of extra grid along the way. This is going to be fueling some more of those chain shift into reversal options.
See the 2-2-2 once again. You can, yeah, because Defiant has shown that he's constantly going for these follow-ups off the orbiters, and you can just go for that 2-2-C for a guaranteed punish, get a lot of damage off of it as well. 200 mirror in the tank for Tama, so we do have a lot to work with for defensive options. And we're going to see what Defiant does on offense here, as we will be getting chain shift at the end of this combo. Spending a little bit of meter for the hard knockdown and for the extra corner carry. Oh, that's great. Using the force function, baiting out the spot dodge, and that should be death here if we spend all our resources.
Yeah. Defiant, not one to hold on to resources for some semblance of resource parity coming into round 3. Knows that the skill with the hide is just there to overcome any obstacle.
Yeah, the skill is the parity, not the meter. And Defiant with fantastic spacing catches Tama from afar at the tip of his blade into the DP on the chain shift attempt. What do you think you're doing? Defiant continuing to maintain his grip onto this round and grips Tama into the throw, tossing him to the wall for that final corner combo. And with that, Defiant gained the first game on the board. Maybe the high switch is in order, Tama. Maybe the Linne ain't working.
I mean, the Linne was serving well. Got
No. We must maintain the agenda. The Linne ain't working.
Oh,
there we go.
The
Finally
agenda.
getting it out of Tama. The hide mirror is in the books. Once again, you cannot do all of that high smack talk and expect to not play hide when you're matched up against Defiant. We're going to be seeing the run back, but right now Defiant going to be playing a first of 2 instead of a first of 3 here.
There it is. The first combo is found by Tama, so visions of this bracket, this mythical linked bracket in the achievements.
Okay, Saw confirmed from Defiant coming in. This won't be corner carry just yet, so it is a little tough for Hyde to maintain pressure against that, because Hyde is really strong at lockdown pressure once he has you in the corner, but when you're outside of corner, Hyde has to make a lot of commitments in order to actually keep that pressure going.
Oh, nice throw. Good backdash from Defiant, finding a whip punish as well. Not able to turn it into corner carry, though. There was no meter, no chain shift at that point.
doing chip damage after chip damage just to maintain this lead right now. Chip damage is not meant to get the lead, but it is to maintain the lead. And with that, Defiant finds that last hit against Tama. Tama trying to challenge on defense. Not going to work out though. Tama starting off this next round with more resources than Defiant to work with, though Defiant going to be gaining the health advantage early on.
Absolutely. And while Tama has a bunch of meter, all the meter in the world isn't going to help you if you keep making the wrong wake-up decisions.
Oh, we try to jump out. Are we going to get hit once again? Defiant still maintaining control of Tama in the corner and continuing to keep things up, but the IW on as a reversal from Tama comes out, and we'll be getting a bit of a refund from the chain shift afterwards.
Using this chip to try and keep enforcing, and the counter hit is found by Defiant. Is now up 2-0.
All right, but now the real question is, okay, we are keeping on the high. We're keeping our word. Let's go. Potentially final game of this set. Defiant has 2 games over Tama in this situation. So one more and Defiant has scored a 3-0 for these ninjas suck. And right now, if you're in this position as Tama, you want to at least be getting 1 game, maybe 2 games, or maybe even this entire set. But at the end of the day, you want to be getting at least 1 game just to keep your team in good standing.
Look at all the shielding that Tama was doing for these long-range options. Defiant was taking rewards with Celestial. But as seen with the last rounds, having Celestial doesn't matter. All this meter is nothing if you can't find a hit to go with it.
I think, yeah, we're just going straight into IW. There's no reason not to. And that is a lot of damage from a throw starter just because it is IW coming out so early in the combo, unscaled. And this combo certainly is going to be unscaled as we're going to be getting Tama closer and closer to death. Not quite enough to kill just yet, but Defiant just needs to play footsies a little bit longer. The 5A setting out the sword low, and that is going to catch Tama as well as that force function on on round start.
There it is. Gets the combo full screen to the wall. And a shimmy as well. Tama not able to find a reversal grab here. And all that means is you have one last guess. A throw is death. Getting hit is death.
Ooh, 4.9k, and Tama yet to find a single hit against Defiant, and we're not going to be seeing any more hits as Defiant with a perfect takes it over Tama with a 3-0 winning. I mean, just a complete utter victory for Team TNS here. 3-0ing Tama, and Big Black, Omni, and Defiant all showing why they're such strong players, getting a clean victory over Rush Hour 4 and going to be the first series, ending off the first series with a pretty strong control of this team league.
Yeah, and maybe Tama might have to change the little player achievements, as it were. Can no longer hold on to being the
no,
hide in the
no
mirror.
way, hold on.
Oh.
All he said was he beat Defiant in the first one, right? You can still have that as your achievement. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's like me saying I took a round off of X top player. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I beat you this long. It's like me holding on to hitting Razo with round start charge dust.
There we go. Right.
You can never take it away from me.
Exactly. You're thinking on the same wavelength now. But yeah, hopefully y'all enjoyed all the matches today and you enjoyed some of that mirror action for that final set. If you, for whatever reason, want to be getting some mirrors, maybe either from here or overseas, we got our sponsor, ZenMarket, giving you access to whatever you may be wanting from the land of the rising sun, Japan. Have you ever had a problem longing for that special Japanese item but can't find it locally? Well, we have a solution for you. ZenMarket is your one-stop solution for buying products directly from Japan. They'll help you buy items from over 10,000 shops in Japan, as well as place bids on auctions on your behalf. They'll even consolidate all your items safely into one box and can ship internationally. They provide excellent customer service in 19 languages. I can only speak one, which is why ZenMarket is trusted by over 2 million users worldwide. Check the panel below the stream or click the link in the chat to try them out now. If you sign up with promo code Aegis, that is AEGIS, you'll get 1,000 yen off your first international shipping fee. Remember, that is promo code Aegis, and you get 1,000 yen off your first international shipping fee. But huge shouts to ZenMarket for keeping the lights on and letting us provide you amazing Undernight in Birth 2 content. Speaking of, we got to be getting that next series getting lined up for you in just a moment. So get a drink of water, get a glass of OJ, get some snacks, and get comfortable because we're going to be seeing y'all in just a little bit.
日本にはまだある？
急がないと在庫があるのはそこだ。遅かった。そのフィギュアを一つだけ譲ってくれんやろか。
お前はだよ、同志じゃねえか。もちろん取引しようや。
Welcome back, everyone. It is time for our second series to start. And Uncle Aki, thank you for that dono. As we're going to get into it, introducing the home team for this set, Iron and Blood. Named this way for two of these players, playing a very familiar character, Carmine. We have on that lineup Chovy, Salts, Sheepy, Nebu, and Shadow King. All these players, two of them are Carmine mains with a Byakuya pocket if you are Sheepy. Nebu on that Eltnum, and then Shadow King showing the Tsurugi, but also has an Uzuki in the back pocket. Might be the only person to bust it out in this team league. And for today, I believe it is Chovy Salts who will be your highlighted player. Chovy got 49th at ECT in 2024, is a constant presence within the uni community. With all these streams, you can see them everywhere, especially repping the Carmine, especially as an Arc System Works creator. And that concludes our introduction of Iron Blood. Salte, why don't you introduce East Coast Masters for us?
Yeah, here we go. East Coast Masters will be our away team of the series, ECM for short. And we have 3 players going to be lining up this team roster in the form of Vile, Lufel, and Cinder Blue. It is notable that it is 3 players, so we're not going to be seeing the flexibility of having a 4th when it comes to different matchups, whether it's player matchups or character matchups. But it looks like these 3 players are holding it down strong, and they're going to be making it through this bracket one way or another. One of the highest seeds in this division as well, so Iron Blood has a lot to fight against when it comes to playing against this team. And this team is certainly no slouch. Like I said, Vile, one of the stronger Merkava players, I'll say one of the strongest Merkava players here in North America, repping the character. There's not a lot less than you think, but Vile so far has been improving rapidly with this character and continues to show a lot of skill with him. And Lufel on as well with the phone on, and even a Carmine pocket if we so choose to see it. For our highlighted player, you can see Lufel. Hey, I just shouted him out. 3rd at Roundhouse 2024, 2nd at Midwest Mixed Fest 2024, and great results at really any Undernight tournament he shows up to, whether it's majors like Frosty Faustings, Climax of Night, or smaller ones like those. But really good stuff to Lufel. And I'm really excited to see more of this Phonon. It's not often you see Phonon show up. Good Phonons that are, I feel. I mean, like Lufel, Silent, Glacy. Actually, no, there's quite a bit our area. Now that I started listing them out, I know there's that Phonon Kumite as well. You can kind of just go off the list and then start to pick out, all these really strong players. So we'll see how these two shake up. Lufel and Chovy Salts are two highlighted players of these two teams. Will be playing against each other for that set number 3. And you can see the matchup on the screen right now. Nebu versus Sinner Blue to start us off. Eltnum versus Nanase. Then you have Shadow King on the Tsurugi versus Viles Merkava. And finally capping it all off, it's going to be that Chovy Salts versus Lufel. Like I said, the two strongest players as the anchors, which makes sense because you want to have that in your first of 3. And like I said before, East Coast Masters is your away team, so they weren't able to counterpick, and instead Iron and Blood are counterpicking into this team. So they believe that each of these players had the best possibility of beating each of the players they're currently matched up against. But let's go ahead and get straight into that first set that we have here. Nebu versus Sinner Blue coming up to the stage.
And already starting off, Nebu getting the pressure. Has to end it nice. Good stagger here, catching Sinner Blue, pressing. And now Sinner Blue just presses on Wake Up and finds a mark.
Hey, the Spear Ender coming in from Sinner Blue, looking really good, has the grid advantage. Vorpal Cycle as well, finding 2 throws. The setup here into the Assault JA, fighting the conversion off of that as well. Doesn't even need to spend Chain Shift either. Still holding on to it, maintaining a firm grip on the Vorpal Cycle and a firm grip on a Nebu's life bar as Sinner Blue whittles it down more and more to get that first round a win. But now we're going to be resetting the slate and going back into the second round here. Let's see what Nebu has in response. We saw that gunshot destroying those projectiles and trying to keep Sinner Blue honest from afar, but unfortunately for Nebu, it's not going to be working as Sinner Blue, using that movement from Nanase, is able to get in and find a hit.
Yeah, I mean, it's really good as Eltnum to check Nanase, because most characters can't really force those projectiles to go away like Eltnum can. That's just step 1 of this matchup. Sinner Blue does have an entire character other than sending out projectiles you have to deal with. And Sinner Blue is just someone so ready to press and give Nebu trouble at every single corner.
Absolutely, and Sinner Blue really is using those projectiles and that movement to his fullest capability, and I kind of want to see the same thing from Nebu. Eltnum has a lot of great movement off of those buttons as well. Dash T being a notable example, 2B being a great example as well. We have great match options like 5A and 2A to try and keep in check Sinner Blue here on offense, but unfortunately for Nebu, we're pressing too little or too late at the wrong times and getting hit in the process. So far, Sinner Blue has had complete control over the set and continuing to maintain that lead over Nebu with another combo, dropping it midway through though.
This gives Nebu a nice little time to try and come back. Good spacing there from Sinner Blue, not getting hit by the ricochet, and as a reward is able to worm the way in and keep Nebu locked in this corner for just a little bit, finds that hit necessary, and with a perfect, sets us to the set point.
Okay, double gunshot here. You've seen the 214 series to vacuum Sinner Blue in, but unfortunately Sinner Blue has Nebu exactly where he wants him, right in his face. And Nebu continuing to get hit, finally representing the DP. Now Sinner Blue has to keep that in the back of his mind whenever he continues to pressure Nebu. There's the 2B coming out, the advancing low, doing the Lord's work, grid breaking Sinner Blue in the process. And if Nebu plays this right, we should be getting access to the Vorpal Cycle afterwards.
And just as Nebu showed the strength of Wake Up DP, so did Sinner Blue. However, the one difference here is that Nebu was able to find a lot more value after the DP, where Sinner Blue now can't even take a throw.
Oh, and the chain shift into the DP. Sinner Blue is out, spending the meter to get those plus frames off of the disc, C disc. finding a throw into the projectile setup, and there's the shimmy baiting Nebu into trying to tech. And with that, Center Blue, without dropping a round, gets a 2-0 over Nebu and scores the first point for ECM.
Yeah, that situation is scary. Longtime fans of the Aegis channel will know from Boltstruck and Toxics, non-SA players love using disc, either whether it be 22C or any of the other projectiles to threaten a very scary strike throw situation. This time around, Center Blue shimmied, said, you're not back throwing me, let it whiff, and just capitalized.
Yeah, and you can see that Center Blue used that disc in many different ways as well. We saw it for the cross-up. We saw it just for plus frames. We saw it for the throw mix-up and the shimmy mix-up as well. Even using it to cover for whatever mix-up option like an overhead or a low that we might try to go for as well. It just shows that the disc has so much versatility and why that projectile in particular is so effective for non-SA and kind of pushes her up a little bit in terms of that mix-up game, and why we saw that is really important to know how to play against and know how to counter and know what the non-SA is trying to set up when they try to go for that disc. Because when it comes to the regular air projectile, it's a lot less ambiguous than that air projectile of what that non-SA is trying to set up.
Yeah, all of those things really just, you gotta have a lot of experience versus the non-SA player in question. Something that, just normal tournament sets aren't going to be giving you. But hey, that's just something for the future to get long sets in. And now we have Shadow King and Vile. Vile was trying to get Shadow King to switch to the Uzuki in the pre-lobby chat. However, Shadow King's keeping the Tsurugi, much to one of our wonderful production staff's chagrin. Loves this character, and I know you love Merkava.
Vile, you are vile, dude. Round start dive kick. All right, I see you. Okay, with that, Vile with an early conversion off of Shadow King. Okay, we're seeing the dash B into the 2B. Yes, you can DP through that, and we saw that gap being created with the change chip. Vile, though, finding the 3C confirm. We saw Shadow King trying to go for a low, and that's not going to end up working out. Though it is a little bit tricky to try and convert off of a 3C with the fireballs. You got to make sure you get that timing just right. And right now, Vile getting that 2-3-6 timing just right gets that first round over Shadow King. Looking pretty strong. Are we seeing a round start dive kick again? No, we're not. Instead, Vile holding his ground and continuing to block this incoming offense. Great tech on the command grab as well.
Yeah, that was very heads-up play by Vile. Is now rewarded for this patience, for that tech, hitting the conversion almost all the way to the corner. Whereas Shadow King now getting opened up once more, will not have access to the chain shift after the cycle. 200 meter though. There's DP, there's IW, something to get out, and uses that 3D.
Yeah, we tried to throw the creeping edge. That would have been a guaranteed grid break, but looks like Vile might have been too late on that attempt. And that 2-3-60 will come out. Shadow King does not know how to punish it, though. The 2A attempt to try and punish it and take back his turn is not going to work out. Vile finding a connection with the dive kick into the late JA from the float. And Vile is going to be taking the first game over Shadow King. That is a huge matchup check that Vile is going to be keeping to his chest now that Shadow King does not know how to properly punish that move.
Yeah, that's going to be something, Vile has it in the back of the mind. Maybe that isn't going to be punished. Maybe Shadow King doesn't have the knowledge, or maybe Shadow King just flinched there, wasn't fully ready to take that punish. So now Vile might be thinking, can I get away with it? Am I going to use this check at a critical moment? Which is probably what's going to happen, is that Vile is going to try and use it in some weird, awkward angle, knowing that, oh, this next conversion kills if there's a fail to punish.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be interesting to see. You do lose your turn though, even if that 2-3-60 does get blocked. We'll see. We'll see how this ends up working out. And 2-3-60 just being such a strong reversal as well means that he's still going to be using it a lot regardless, even if it does show, even Shadow King does show that he can punish it. But here we go. The ZP comes out punishing Vile on the offense, and we're just going to go for a small rebeat and take the corner.
Shadow King, no crosses up on Vile, puts himself back into the corner. Here is Vile taking full advantage of it, using the cash out. Family on lock. You gotta be blocking, and Shadow King gets opened up.
Love the conversion from Bio there. Recognizing how many ground bounces he had left, instead going for the worm set in the middle of the combo, just so we can get the 4B jump cancel there. Okay, 5B conversion, and we're just going to keep that one simple instead of going for the steer ender, getting a bit of grid back, and also getting that knockdown against Shadow King in the mid screen. This should be setting up Vile into a pretty solid situation unless we drop that dash of B, but it's all good because we're going to be getting that throw, getting the grid break over Shadow King. And with that, Vile has 200 meter, we should be getting an easy finish, CVO for the easy combo, and that will be it. Vile with a 2-0 over Shadow King as well, winning the series for ECM, East Coast Smashers, as they have 2 games already on the board.
Like you pointed out last series, just because East Coast Smashers gets that win on the scoreboard does not mean this match of Chovy Salt and Lufel doesn't matter. There are tiebreakers. East Coast Smashers is definitely going to want to keep this hot streak alive. If Lufel can 3-0 Chovy, that is a massive boon to any tiebreaker potential. And Chovy, gonna help the team out by taking a game, maybe 2. Might even get the set win too if Chovy's feeling really hot tonight.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it is a little bit of a hit to that morale. Oh, it's going to be even potentially even more hit to the morale if Lufel decides to pull out the Carmine Pocket. Lufel has been practicing this character more and more much more well-known for the Phonon, though Lufel is trying to get this character up to speed. A much stronger character in terms of the meta. Phonon not doing too hot at the moment, though Phonon's, honestly, I think Phonon has just always been like a pretty solid character. Great normals, great reach, really safe pressure as well, forcing players to have to commit to risky options on defense, and insane damage output and conversion ability. Lots of ways to normalize your combos with moves like 4B, and also the meter spend with this character is absolutely ridiculous. You give Zoner damage, and you also give the Zoner a way to get plus frames on demand, and you have on your hands a very scary character to deal with if you're unsure of how to tackle this matchup.
Yeah. And also having a pocket Carmine with Ogre on the horizon, potentially shifting the balance. Phonon might get some buffs, might not get anything impactful, but Carmine, traditionally has stood the test of time as a at least solid character throughout the meta.
And I think we're getting the Ogre announcement today, I think, right?
Yeah, I think they're showing his trailer.
I'm sure that all the players are going to be looking forward to that. No worries, it should be after this Team Link stream ends. So you're still going to have plenty of time to watch that on its own. But right now, we just have to worry about this matchup between Chovy Salt and Lufel. Lufel finding a throw over Chovy Salt and just continuing to control the screen space with all these air fireballs. Phonon air fireball is one of the strongest neutral tools in the game, I would say, in terms of how much it controls, how long it stays on the screen, and how much advantage Phonon can get off of it, even if it's blocked.
Yeah, and usually when you think of Carmine, you think that Carmine is going to be the one that's dominating all of the airspace with so many projectile options that just cover all of the screen, get the stick out like this wheel. But like you said, Phonon has the projectile to challenge. Here is the Crystal Jail setup. 2 puddles, get a little bit of concentration. And it's off to the races for Chovy.
Yeah, and there it is, like you said. Carmine can arguably have even more screen control than Phonon once we get those projectiles set up, and more importantly, those blood puddles set up. But it's all about getting those set up first, which can be a little bit difficult. You have to use options like your projectiles first in order to get them out, or use options like your force function, which does cost Grid, a very expensive resource, even with the fact that Lufel is consistently winning these Vorpal cycles, meaning that you don't want to give Lufel any more of a lead than he already has.
Yeah. Speaking of this might not be able to route into the kill depending on meter.
Oh, yeah, that's it. No, what? Chovy still alive with a pixel of life. It must be a gift from God, a message from God. Chovy still has something left in the tank, but unfortunately finding their end to a simple air fireball from Lufel.
Yeah, risked it for that crystal. If that crystal did snipe out Lufel, it was gonna go from bad to worse off that combo, just barely not killing.
Yeah, I really like the idea from Chovy to use that spike in that instance. But unfortunately, Lufel just a little bit too high for that spike to actually reach, and maybe we could have adjusted our timing there a little bit. Okay,
Lufel here starting off the round in advantage, has the combo to send Chovy into the corner.
Oh my gosh, overhead. Oh, and the sneaky cross up as well. Chovy not ready for it, but also Lufel not ready for that to hit as well. Not getting the full confirm, but redeeming himself with a combo afterwards into the throw. Once again, we've seen Lufel go for the setup multiple times, and Chovy has yet to show an answer for that.
Yeah, after mix so good, you mix yourself. Lufel though, staying frosty, getting the ability to continue. Oh my gosh, round start, Crystal Chovy, you're wild.
Yeah, that's insane because normally Phonon would have round start control like that because of that 6-2-3 pillar that Phonon can set up is one of the fastest moves that hits at round start like that. I believe it beats out most options in the game unless you're using metered options like that crystal there.
Ending off the confirm, quite a lot of damage, gets the long range hit, and that's not gonna be game 2. No, never mind. It picks up.
I thought that dropped for a moment too. I'm not gonna lie. I forgot how much time you still have to get that pickup afterwards.
Like normally you see the character lie flat down on the ground. It's like, oh, they passed OTG.
It's
no, not Phonon.
Yeah, C pillar there will do exactly that. Gets you a little bit of time to pick up off the ground. Though I don't really see that see that combo in particular too often. So I was also just as confused as you were when I saw that still picked up regardless. I thought that Lufel messed up the VO combo there, and I was like, dude, how do you miss up easy combos like that? It's literally just press a few buttons. But here we go. This is potentially the final game here. If Lufel wins this game, this will be a clean 3-0 for East Coast Mashers, and you know that Chovy wants to get a game for their team, but Lufel is still making that hard.
Oh my gosh, and not able to route the ender exactly how Lufel wants to manipulate this round. However, getting that second hit, going to send to a potential last hit situation. There it is.
And right now, Kofi, it's all about getting started, right? Because once Chovy got started, everything was sunshine and rainbows for Chovy. But once Chovy is immediately put on defense like this, where Lufel's consistently winning these round start interactions, we see that Chovy on the back foot is unable to really build things back.
And here is the huge back foot for Chovy. Tried to see special at round start, could not find it, gets stuffed out by Lufel. Now there's no meterless reversal option either. Is going to work.
And there's those plus frames on command. Like I said, the install coming in full force for Lufel. This will be increasing the damage and the frame data of our normals. And this should be the kill for Lufel. Potentially, we have a 100 meter, so we are able to get the CVO active. And that should be it. Lufel with another perfect. And every series today ending with a perfect. And Lufel being no different. Finishing that one off with a 3-0 over Chovy Salts and taking it for East Coast Mashers with a clean victory for the team. Unfortunately, Iron and Blood not able to take a game, but we had some really strong rounds scattered across, and hopefully we see more of Iron and Blood as more of these weeks go on. But we're starting to reach that point where we're getting to those playoffs. So these teams really need to start locking in, as I believe we are in that second half of determining who goes into playoffs and who doesn't. So at this point in time, you really need to be focusing on getting these wins either getting these games as well, just to make sure that you're not being put into those tiebreakers, because once you get into those playoffs, then that is where money can be made. But right now, that's all we have for today. We have 2 great series, 6 strong players from 2 teams. Oh, sorry, 12 strong players show what they got on stream. But that's going to be it for today, for this week. Kopi, do you have any final words?
Really just can't wait to see what these next matches are. Remember, this goes every week. Taking a break during Arc World Tour. We're not trying to force Defiant or Big Black to, be in South California, try and find a wired setup to play their team league match or play before it. And so we can all enjoy it. That's all I have to say. Is there anything you have for the rest of the people before we start ending it off?
Yes, I do. Hit that match arena to go donate some money, or if you want to be spending money on physical items, you have ZenMarket, our sponsor for the show. Have you ever had a problem longing for that special Japanese item but can't find it locally? Many weebs would say yes, and I know all of y'all are Uma Musume fans in the chat. I know that for a fact. Well, we have a solution for you. You gotta be listening for this one. ZenMarket is your one-stop solution for buying products directly from Japan. You heard that right, directly from the land of the rising sun. Japan is finally real, and you can get it now through ZenMarket. They'll help you buy items from over 10,000 shops in Japan, as well as place bids on auctions on your behalf. They even consolidate all your items safely into one box and can ship internationally. They provide excellent customer service in 19 languages, which is why ZenMarket is trusted by over 2 million users worldwide. You can be a part of those 2 million by checking the panel below the stream, or click the link in the chat to try them out now. If you sign up with promo code Aegis, you'll get 1,000 yen off your first international shipping fee, and you can see that right there on the screen. But with that, that's going to be the show, y'all. Thank you for tuning in to the Aegis Esports Undernight in Birth 2 Team League. I've been Salte Boy, joined here on the mic with Kopi, and hopefully y'all have a great rest of your day. Have a good one.